Vodafone Idea Limited, or V, the third largest telecom services provider in India, has been grappling with significant financial difficulties for an extended period. Faced with substantial spectrum liabilities and adjusted gross revenue, or AGR dues, the company's viability has been under constant scrutiny. In a significant move aimed at providing relief, the government has decided to convert a substantial portion of V's spectrum liabilities into equity. This decision marks the second such conversion and aims to give the troubled telecom operator a much-needed breather. Following this announcement, Vodafone Idea's stock saw a significant rally of 20% on the bosses, reaching 8.15 rupees per share, a marked improvement from its previous close of 6.81 rupees. However, despite this governmental support, questions remain about the long-term sustainability of Vodafone Idea and the overall health of the Indian telecom market. Welcome to Bottom Line by Groww. I'm Radhika Bajaj. In today's episode, we are going to discuss what's next for the struggling telecom company Vodafone Idea Limited. Do watch if you are invested in the company or share with someone who is. So why did the government support V? Vodafone Idea Limited on Tuesday, April 1st, experienced a surge of nearly 20% in its share price. This was following the government's decision to convert 36,950 crore rupees worth of spectrum liabilities into equity. This announcement came on Sunday, March 30th. That is, Vodafone India will issue 3,695 crore equity shares with a face value of 10 rupees each at an issue price of 10 rupees each. This issue price represents a 47% premium to Vodafone Idea's last closing price of 6.81 rupees. The last instance of such a conversion occurred in February of 2023. This second conversion is intended to cover the spectrum dues for the fiscal year ending March 2026 and partially cover the dues for the following fiscal year, providing Vodafone Idea with approximately 12 months to improve its financial situation. The spectrum payment obligations related to auctions conducted until 2016 have a moratorium period ending between October 2025 and September 2026, while the moratorium for adjusted gross revenue dues ends in March of 2026. The government's acquisition of a significant stake will lead to a reshuffling of the shareholding structure in Vodafone Idea. Following the conversion, the stake of the private promoters, Vodafone PLC, will decline to 16.1% and the Aditya Birla Group to 9.4%. Despite this decrease in their equity, the private promoters will continue to maintain operational control. Conversely, the government's stake will rise significantly from its previous holding of 22.6% to 48.99%. Notably, the government seems to have structured the conversion in a way that prevents it from gaining majority control while ensuring that the current promoters retain above 25.5% and minority shareholders maintain a minimum public shareholding of 25.4%. This strategic capping of the government's stake was aimed at preventing its overall shareholding from exceeding 50% and avoiding making Vodafone Idea into a public sector undertaking like BSNL. Many industry experts highlight that the government is trying to keep the company afloat and maintain competition. The government from this move is also supporting the telecom sector in India. Maintaining a third significant player is seen as crucial for healthy competition and preventing a duopoly. Globally, though, there is a trend towards duopoly structures in telecom markets, where the survival of the third and fourth operators becomes challenging due to high capital investment requirements. Experts caution that being a distant third operator poses continuous questions about long-term sustainability. The financial strengthening of Vodafone Idea, even if temporary, can influence the competitive dynamics, potentially leading to less aggressive pricing strategies and a greater focus on service quality. So what's the performance of Vodafone Idea been like? Vodafone Idea's financial position actually doesn't look good. The company has been losing its market share for a few years now. Even in the recent December quarter, that's Q3 FY25, the company continued to lose its subscriber base. From 205 million subscribers in the previous quarter, Q2 FY25, it came down to 199 million subscribers, a loss of 5.2 million subscribers. Despite network investments made by the company over the past quarters, the erosion in subscriber base is definitely concerning. However, like every other telecom company, Vodafone Idea also took a tariff hike in July last year, and the same has been reflected over the past few quarters. As such, the company reported its average revenue per user growth of 12% year-on-year in Q3 FY25. However, this tariff hike boost was partially offset by the continued decline in its subscriber base. Management also noted that the benefits of the tariff hikes is largely reflected in Q3 FY25 and there is a need for further hikes. That said, management has indicated that it is witnessing green shoots in its subscriber base from the network rollouts and it expects the trend to improve going forward. This is on account of additional network rollouts and the upcoming 5G launch. Still, Vodafone Idea as a business may not have attractive prospects, despite the government's intervention, primarily due to two key reasons. Firstly, the company has shown little to no growth in its top line over the years. In fact, its revenue has declined, dropping from 45,000 crore rupees in FY20 to 42,652 crore rupees in FY24. While the operating margins may seem promising, the heavy burden of interest on borrowing and depreciation has outweighed the optimism, exceeding 2.5 times the operating margins. The survival of the company hinges on its ability to grow its revenue. But with the company consistently losing market share and subscribers, growth remains uncertain. Secondly, looking at the balance sheet, the government's conversion of about 37,000 crore rupees debt into equity may provide temporary relief, but it does little to address the overall debt burden of the company. Vodafone Idea still faces a massive debt of 2.5 lakh crore rupees, a staggering figure compared to its market capitalization of just 58,000 crore rupees. The debt mountain remains towering, keeping the company's financial stability very much in question. What does this really mean for we investors? The decision to convert spectrum dues into equity was made to provide the struggling telecom operator with much needed financial relief, particularly as it grapples with substantial debt obligations. The conversion is expected to open up cash flows of approximately 40,000 crore rupees over the next few years, though questions remain about its sufficiency in covering future spectrum payments. That said, it could help accelerate its fundraise of 25,000 crore rupees. It could also improve the investor sentiment towards the stock. As of December 2024, Vodafone Idea had total liabilities of 1.57 lakh crore rupees in spectrum dues, 70,300 crore rupees in adjusted gross revenue dues, and 2,300 crore rupees in bank debt, with only 12,100 crore rupees in cash reserves. Despite the short-term relief provided by the equity conversion, analysts remain cautious about Vodafone Idea's long-term financial health. Telecom industry experts noted that while the conversion stabilizes Vodafone Idea in the short term, the company still faces upcoming adjusted gross revenue dues in March of 2026. Similarly, telecom analysts highlighted that the government remains committed to maintaining a 3+1 market structure, but may need to step in with further financial support within the next 18 to 24 months. Additionally, several brokerages expressed the move to be a positive for the company, but the long term remains uncertain. For instance, Citi Research in its report considers the government's move a major display of support that should provide significant cash flow relief and help Vodafone Idea complete its long-delayed debt raise from banks. They estimate a substantial reduction in spectrum dues payable over the next 3 fiscal years. Similarly, Motilal Oswal in their report highlighted that increasing the subscriber base, raising further debt and relieving adjusted gross revenue dues are vital for Vodafone Idea's survival in the long term. So what then is the big takeaway? Vodafone Idea continues to lose market share to its peers due to lower average revenue per user. This decline is driven by an inferior subscriber mix and a high rate of subscriber churn, which places the company at a competitive disadvantage. To address these challenges, we plan to embark on a significant capital expenditure cycle with investments in the range of 50,000 crore rupees to 55,000 crore rupees over the next 2 to 3 years. This investment aims to bridge the existing network gap with competitors and enhance its service quality. Despite these planned expenditures, regaining lost subscribers remains a difficult task for the company. Its competitors benefit from stronger free cash flow generation and deeper financial resources, allowing them to maintain a competitive edge. Additionally, the company's ability to invest in network expansion is closely tied to its ability to secure additional debt, and this is contingent on continued financial support and relief from the Government of India. So the long-term survival of the company hinges on Vodafone Idea's ability to significantly improve its average revenue per user, attract further investments, and effectively manage its remaining debt obligations. What do you think of Vodafone Idea's future? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and remember to subscribe to Bottom Line by Grow for more such insights.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. Please read the risk disclosure documents carefully before investing in equity shares, derivatives, mutual fund, and or other instruments traded on the stock exchanges.